Amidst all the chaos that goes on in the world, one of the best ways to get away from it all is, of course, through sports. It doesn't matter which sport you love. When you watch your favorite team or your favorite player, it can give goosebumps. In India, there is a fan following like none other for cricket. And we're not just talking about international matches, but even the Indian Premier League, the T20 tournament, deserves its own category. If you're a basketball fan, then the National Basketball Association or the NBA has you covered. If you love golf, then the PGA Tour is your go-to for everything the sport has to offer, or had to offer. The recent merger with Saudi-backed Live Golf, has brought a disruption in that sport. But do you know the one thing which is common between all these leagues? They are all monopolies and are unilaterally controlled by one body. What do we mean by that? The IPL is controlled by the Board of Control for Cricket in India, or the BCCI. There is only one such league like the IPL, and it is up to the BCCI whether another competing league will ever take shape. The same goes with the NBA, which is dominated by North American basketball associations. And then, of course, when it came to golf, PGA Tour's monopoly was only recently broken after the merger with Live Golf. These monopolies are everywhere and in every sport, even the world's most popular game, football. Now, football is big world over. However, when it comes to leagues, Europe dominates all other continents. In fact, in Europe, one organization, the Union of European Football Associations, or UEFA, has held a stronghold on football. There is only one major football competition in Europe, the Champions League, and only UEFA is allowed to pull the strings here. For years, Europe's top club was declared by whichever team won the Champions League. Now things are changing. A European court has ruled against UEFA, calling their practices monopolistic. That's because UEFA and FIFA have been accused of trying to prevent another competition from gaining any ground. I'm talking, of course, of the Super League. The idea of Super League was started in 2021. 9 top teams from the English Premier League, La Liga, and the Italian League banded together to support a new football competition. They called it the Super League. The idea was to form a breakaway pan-European competition apart from UEFA's Champions League. However, protests from fans, UEFA and FIFA forced 9 out of those 12 clubs to back out. UEFA even threatened sanctions on the clubs if they didn't comply. It was only Real Madrid, Barcelona and Juventus that stood their ground. Now a European court has ruled in favor of the Super League and called UEFA's practices monopolistic. The verdict means that European clubs can now join other continental leagues without the threat of sanctions from UEFA. This is huge. This means there can be more than just the Champions League tournament for the elite clubs. UEFA is still in denial. They are saying that the court's rulings have been misinterpreted.
The ECJ certainly has not given the green light nor approved projects like the so-called Super League. We actually welcome the clarity that the ECJ have delivered today, including the endorsement of a pre-authorization system and UEFA's dual role as organizing and authorizing body. Now, the fact is, so-called European Super League has never requested authorization for its projects. Whatever they say differently is not true.
On the other hand, the Super League is calling it a new era in European football.
I think we have to look forward now. This is a new era which just started today. Don't look back, look forward. And we made another proposal. It's a proposal which was actually forged and generated with the input of a lot of clubs and stakeholders. It's still open to be shaped. We invite everybody to continue to contribute, but it has to be, in the end, and it will be, a proposal which will be liked by fans and supported by clubs.
And standing with the Super League are, of course, Real Madrid and Barcelona. The two clubs have hailed the decision.
At Real Madrid, we welcome with enormous satisfaction the decision adopted by the Court of Justice of the European Union, which is responsible for guaranteeing our principles, values and freedoms. In the coming days, we will carefully study the scope of this resolution, but I do anticipate 2 conclusions of great historical significance. Firstly, that European club football is not and will never again be a monopoly.
Barcelona even raised questions about UEFA's approach to European football.
The legal question of whether or not UEFA's current monopoly is compatible with European law needed to be clarified. Today, the resolution of the Court of Justice of the European Union has great relevance for the future of our sport and confirms that in the current status quo of European football, there is a monopoly situation incompatible with the principles of European law, just as we have said so for a long time.
Now it looks like an uprising against UEFA and the Champions League, an uprising against the old world order. So it looks like Europe will get another football tournament, the Super League, but we are not sure how many clubs will in fact want to break away and join hands with the Super League. Power, clout, influence and money reasons that monopolies exist, whether it resides with the NBA, the BCCI, or in this case, the UEFA. Live Golf, of course, broke that first with enough conviction and players backing. In this case, UEFA has been conducting the Champions League for over 70 years. Can the Super League really crack that hold? We'll know the answer to that soon enough, but one thing is sure, a change is around the corner and probably very much needed.